Kia ora koutou and welcome to this week's video newsletter, my actual final one, but I have a very, very special guest with us today, and it's my pleasure this week to be introducing our community to Mark Robinson, the incoming principal at Paraparaumu College. Kia ora, Mark. It's good to have you here. Mark and I are doing a little bit of a handover at the moment, and so we thought we'd take this opportunity to get to know a little bit about Mark as a person before he hits the ground running at the beginning of term 2. So, congratulations, first of all, on your appointment to the role.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and I know, obviously we've known each other for a number of years, and really excited for you to be taking over the leadership role of the college in a very short time.
Thanks, Craig. Really appreciate it.
No worries. I know you're born in England, so tell us a little bit about your early years.
Yeah, well, born in England back in the 1960s, and then went into teaching in 1990. So really haven't done anything else in my career other than teaching.
Yeah.
And started as a music teacher back in the day, and then worked my way up through head of music and then into senior positions both in Birmingham, which is my hometown.
Right.
Still got a bit of an accent, which I don't think will ever go.
No.
But I've always loved teaching, and it's been my passion right from day one, really. So those are my early days, and still what attracts me to schools now is teaching and students.
Yeah, great. So tell us what drew you into teaching.
I think it was probably the fact that I had great teachers when I was at school, and I wasn't particularly sporty. I'm a musician, and I've been a musician pretty much from the age of 7 when my parents bought me a little organ and I started playing, and it just became part of my life. I had great teachers and hung out in the music room, I guess.
Yeah.
And I knew then that I wanted to teach music. I did a bit of home tuition, and that whole interaction and sharing of knowledge and skill just became something I was really passionate about. So teaching was always a natural vocation for me.
Nice. And the instruments you play? What's your...
So I started off on this little electric organ that then became a big electric organ that then became church organs. My first study was back in the day, church organ. And then I picked up the saxophone. So probably saxophone became the instrument I played mostly through my late teens, 20s, and then through to today. Still play piano more than organ these days, but those are my main two, really.
That's cool. Okay, so England, background in England, music is a big part of your life.
Yep.
Beatles or Stones?
It has to be Beatles.
Yeah.
By a margin.
Okay.
Yep.
And favourite song?
I worked with a guy back in Birmingham, actually, who was the biggest Beatles fan. And I'd have to say The Long and Winding Road for me would be the song that really reminds me of those days. And a song I admire and a band that I admire. Yeah, so.
Nice one. Yeah. Good choice. So previously you were principal at Waipehu College in Levin, a place I actually worked for a couple of years, so I have a real connection to that,
good
that
breeding
place.
Ground.
Yeah. And but more recently been working with the Ministry of Education, I think as an education advisor, if I got that right?
Actually, my role title was initially Manager Education, and then there was a bit of a restructure in the back end of 2022 into 2023, and my role changed to Manager Integrated Services. So that's looking after education advisors and learning support teams to deliver the best connected and cohesive frontline service to schools.
Nice. So, but now you're moving back into the education system in terms of the school side of things. So what's drawn you back into schools and particularly into this role?
Really simple answer, it's the students.
Yeah.
Working for the ministry has been great, and I've learned a lot about the wholeness of education. But actually it's the students that drew me back, and I just miss the kids and really enjoy being around the buzz of students, and whether it's in the classroom or through sport or through the arts or through productions or whatever, seeing students shine and be the best versions of themselves is something that always has ticked my box, so to speak, right from those early days, and that's what drew me back.
Yeah, I can 100% relate to that.
Yeah.
So a random fact that very few people would know about you.
When I was around about 21 years of age, I joined a band called the Espresso Bongo Orchestra, and you could Google it if you wish. Very little on the internet these days for the band, but I was in that band from my 20s through to when I emigrated to New Zealand in 2008. And we used to play gigs all around England and a little bit in Europe. And the band was started by an ex-member of Dexys Midnight Runners. So there's a little fact, not necessarily a claim to fame, but it was a Birmingham band, of course, and I was Birmingham born and bred, and the music scene back then was pretty rich, and still is, an amazing musical scene over there. So
Nice one.
that's a little random fact.
Are you on Spotify? What's the band's name again?
It's called the Espresso Bongo Orchestra.
Look,
Look, we were mainly a covers band. Look, I've lost touch a little bit with some of the lads in the band because having emigrated 16 years ago, life moves on.
Yeah.
But I think they still get together occasionally
nice.
And do the odd gig. So yeah,
Great.
maybe next time I'm over in the UK, I'll go and look them up.
Yeah, good stuff. So, looking ahead, what are you really looking forward to in your first term as principal at the college here?
Look, I think it's about connecting and getting to know people. It's about tuning into the heartbeat of the school. So for me, it would be get to meet the students, get to meet the staff. I live in the community. I'm literally over the back fence. So getting to know the people that I live and work with is something I'm really looking forward to. And that will occupy a lot of my time.
Brilliant.
It's about listening and learning and really tuning into the heartbeat of the place.
Great. Well, Mark, wish you all the very best.
Cheers, Craig.
Thank you.
Thank you, and all the best to you.
Thank you.
And hope it goes really well in your next steps.
It's going to be great. So,
Nice.
hey, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you.
And we look forward to the time ahead for Mark in the leadership role here. So, thanks everybody.
Thank
we
you.
will see you around. Mā te wā.
Kia ora.